All live. This is the market update. This is the 100K next week market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. What should I do? Should I do Bitcoin or should I do Solana? Should I FOMO into a meme coin? No. Okay. Are there bargains still out there in crypto? Yes. Want to know more? Stay right here. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button and perhaps buy a matching cowboy hat. Okay. Now, this show is brought to you by my Patreon members. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto and our YouTube members. Okay, you can see a YouTube membership button on the front of the screen. It's also at the bottom of the live chat. There's a little $sign. We have a new video out right before the stream explaining Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, how that would get done, as well as the reaction and analysis of Arthur Hayes' recent piece about how, Bitcoin could go much higher over time. So on one hand, we have the reserve asset reality. That's what I would call it. Perhaps the easy money has been made once it gets to 105. But I'm going to let you watch the video. Now, in this, we also have, Lux Algo down in the link below. So we make a living with Lux Algo. So if you'd like it, and the Bill Noble indicators and the video that explains it is also live. Okay. Make sure you get yourself a YouTube membership. What we are charging for that is peanuts compared to what can be made in this market now and over time. Get involved. Okay, let's welcome who's on the stream. Okay, welcoming members. Ron, welcome. Ron Brady, hello, hello, hello. All right, other members, Perry, Bob Marsh, Joe Mike, what's up? Quantum Guru, Jordan Key, welcome to the show. Gian, a loyal member, hitting the green button. Jared, Senior Crypto, welcome. Welcome to the show. Quantum Guru, hello, hello, hello. All right, Bull Runner first on the stream, hello. Alexandra from Europe, welcome. Wrong again. Today's Tech Bites. Hello. All right. Philip, welcome to the show. Everybody hitting those emojis. Cossack 8. Yoppy, the water guy. Steve J. Oh my God. The DeFi King in the house. Caroline is here, a member. Welcome. Stefan, a member from Jamaica. Hello. FD White in the house. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. A lot of really good stuff there. That's a guy flying under the radar for sure. Okay, Jared, a member, going banana curve. Welcome. Andreas Ashton. Bubba Smith, a familiar name. DC Precise in the house. Din, Dietz, Crypto Keeter, Quantum Guru, members. Right on. It's time to go bananas. Okay, this is what we're doing today. We're going through the news. We're going through meme coins. Let's just say I strongly prefer rotating to Web3. We're going to go into this a lot in the member chat, but here's something funny. If you just got here, you're like, wow, I just got here. What do I do? Web3. ETH, layer ones, real world asset, and above all, cross-chain, right? Picks coming soon to the member area. Everybody's FOMOing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin will probably stop at 105 after a huge blow off top. Once Bitcoin gets to 105, as we said yesterday, once it gets there, these dips are going to be limited. And you're getting a dip today in what I call Web3, which is, again, layer ones, real world assets, all that stuff. Cross-chain, you could be doing a big rotation, especially layer ones. So we're having blow off tops today in things like Bitcoin dominance and the big meme coins. Big meme coins are being distributed to retail at the top. Like, retail is officially here. We'll go into that. The stuff that crypto savvy people want to buy is actually mostly down today, or not up a lot. Now that may change once Bitcoin goes full banana to 105. So you want to stay focused, because meme coins are super fun and people can make a lot of money. But I've said all along, they were a distraction from what was going to happen in Bitcoin and the Bitcoin ETF, right? And now some of that stuff, like, the big memes, now the hedge funds are chasing that stuff along with retail. That's a distraction from Web3. Web3 is going to be made in America. Okay. Web3 is going to have, the orange man behind it. He's going to want it made here, like a Ford F-150 pickup truck. And, people do not understand what is happening here. They just don't. Like, they see it going up, but they don't understand why. If you look at the strategic reserve asset video, I put in some of that stuff about what Arthur Hayes thinks. We also have portfolio podcasts in there where we're talking about our portfolios, showing the coins that we like. Okay. So please check that out. Right. All right. Yeah. Crypto Noble is using the flex emoji with the Arnold. With the Incredible Hulk going on. Forget About It is here. A member. Welcome. Right. Right on. Daniel J. Aiken, loyal readers in the house. Daniel J. coming in from Guatemala. Okay. News. Let's go. Plenty of it. Okay, so the normie world is here. Welcome, normies. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the market update, the only market update. Coinbase becomes the #1 iOS app. We're here. They're here. They are in memes. They are in Bitcoin. Now, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. How long can that continue? A while. A while. Probably into next week, right? Again, 105 is possible. And once again, the equities world is dead, not doing anything. Gold is actually going down. We'll look at that chart. So where's everybody going to put their money? Well, the answer to that is the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, right? So the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF don't reflect, even numbers like 100K. They're just putting money in there. And when retail comes in, like I said yesterday, they're going to be looking at Litecoin. They'd be like, ooh, I can buy a whole coin for, $80. Let's get 3, right? All this stuff is going to wake up, right? So it's not going to be just the memes. The memes are the leading indicator of how everything else could trade once the normies get here. But the normies may not buy the right stuff. They may look at, things and be like, well, that's boring. I don't want that. Buy the right stuff. Become a member. Now, we have Mike Novogratz. So he's a genius and a billionaire, right? 2 50-year-old guys in crypto, or 3, right? One of them's a billionaire. One of them's on YouTube, hoping to get there one day. But Galaxy thinks Mike thinks Bitcoin's going to 500K as a strategic reserve asset. Now, that's probably true, but that may not be true immediately. Okay. Again, watch the member video. But Mike is right in the sense that, there's no ceiling in crypto because there's no floor in fiat, right? And this strategic reserve asset thing and Web3, by the way, which Mike is gigalong as in Web3, right? You can have materially higher prices over the long term. Managing the tactical thing is just going to be a matter of switching from one thing to the other. Okay. Robinhood adds Solana, Pepe, and Cardano. Sorry. So Robinhood adds Solana, Pepe, Cardano, XRP, right? Cardano and XRP given up for dead. Given up for dead. Even my partner had like an inkling that Cardano was going to come back, but what could you say about Cardano? Just like what could you say about ETH? Like nothing. I had plenty to say about Pepe because I was still an ETH believer, but Cardano and XRP Retail sold all that stuff a year ago to pile into Solana and Sui. There's nothing wrong with that trade, but I don't think anybody's long Cardano or XRP. No, I don't think retail is involved yet at all, right? And you got bag holders, yes, but retail gave up on that. Okay, zero hedge, Bitcoin would reach 500K if a strategic reserve happens. If a reserve happens, other nations would have to buy it. First mention of Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset was here in May, right? I got to 100K in April, right? You know, the Orange Man announced in May that, you know, they would buy a huge amount of crypto, 10 million ETH back in May as a strategic reserve asset. Remember, the Orange Man is an ETH guy with his NFTs. Coinbase lists Pepe again. Everybody buying Pepe, which is leveraged ETH, which is just fine with me. But when ETH starts to trade like Pepe, that's what you got to be ready for. Okay. Bitcoin surpasses Saudi Aramco to become the world's 7th largest asset. Okay. So we'll get this every time Bitcoin goes up. You know, Bitcoin could one day become as big as a tech company. You know, it could be a $3 trillion asset, just like the tech companies, because it's a monetary system. Like, imagine if they're issuing bonds denominated in Bitcoin, you know, the Fed or the Treasury have it. I mean, it's kind of limitless, right? It's kind of limitless. Now, the only thing is managing sector rotation. But, you know, Bitcoin's bigger than the oil company in Saudi Arabia. And guess what? No one cares. We need a different form of money, period. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Okay. Michael Saylor is planning the Bitcoin 100K party. Actually, I think it's the Bitcoin 105K party, because when it goes through there, then people, I mean, you're going to see FOMO like, you know, you haven't seen. I mean, you saw FOMO in 2021, but there was no FOMO like 2017, right? This may be the equivalent. This may be bigger. Okay. Elon Musk says, you know, the flat decreasing inflation of Doge is a feature, not a bug. Don't doubt that Tesla or Elon is quietly buying Doge over the counter, accounting for the massive price action. You know, they got a $60 billion meme on whatever Elon wants to do with government spending. Just a brief reminder that a massive reduction in government spending would not be good for stocks. You know, crypto could get caught in that, but eventually come back quickly. That's not today's trade. That's tomorrow's trade. Just, you know, make sure you go like, oh my God, Doge. You know, that's today's trade. But there may be a reality check, so don't pay 75 cents or $1 for Doge. That's all I'm saying, right? It's like meme coins are great, but that's not going to be the big trade. It's not. It's going to be Web3. Okay, BlackRock expands tokenized Buildle beyond Ethereum to 5 new blockchains: Aptos, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, and Polygon. Like, if you want to know what the announcement of today is, this is the announcement of today. Because these guys are going cross-chain, multi-chain, and they're just going to throw money at this. They're just going to throw money at it. Not to mention, we haven't heard from Silicon Valley. Like, once Bitcoin goes over 100, every shareholder group is going to be looking at their company going, okay, what are we doing on blockchain? What are we doing on crypto? What are we doing on Web3? What are we doing? Are we doing anything? And the answer, of course, is no. And they're just going to have to FOMO into something. Meanwhile, BlackRock is going to make announcement after announcement after announcement. Franklin Templeton was doing it during the bear market. Good for them. During the range, announcement after announcement after announcement. Right? These are upside catalysts, like massive ones. And I still don't think Michael Saylor appearing on Joe Rogan is fully priced in. That could create a huge wick. Like, you know, my group, thanks to Toby, was talking about 125 by March. You know, you can't discount something wild happening before that. Right? All I'm saying is I think 105 is it. But this is the trade that all this stuff's down this morning. No one's interested because retail is too busy downloading Coinbase to FOMO into a Dogecoin. Now, in this article about, by Arthur Hayes, part of it is summarized thanks to some great sources that I have, for which I am eternally grateful. He's basically saying that, you could have an economic structure in this country that is very favorable to Bitcoin long term. It's in the video. All right, it's good stuff. This, as is with Arthur, it's kind of TLDR. We did an 8-minute video that, gives you a nice summary for our members. Okay, again, Robinhood, FOMO, right? Can the Orange Man fire Jerome Powell? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, he can do what he wants. There might be, legal problems as a result of it. It's better to just make a deal. Most likely the deal, is going to include some of the things that the Orange Man might want. Watch the member video. Okay, the inflation number was out today. The dollar's higher, gold's down. No one cares. I get it. Some of the things the Orange Man wants to do are inflationary. Okay? And then that's going to create a lot of disturbances next year. You thought you had volatility this year, you're going to have wild volatility next year. So while it's up only and the easy money's being made and Web3 hasn't moved yet, get off your duff and get involved. Okay? Inflation is at 2.6%. This is the new Secretary of Defense, cool guy with tattoos. This is not at the forefront of people's minds, but some of these guys are not as much in favor of world peace as you might think. Again, it's a party. Make sure you make your money while you can. Make sure you invest in hard assets while you can, because, 2025 is going to get wild on the upside and on the downside in terms of legacy, commodities. It'll probably happen later in the year, but let's make our money. Let's make our money in Web3 now and in the first quarter of next year. An American professional football player, as I've noted, in 2020, he took a good chunk, half of his salary in Bitcoin. That was $6 million. Now it's worth $45 million. Before you have to be a hero, before you can become a hero, you first have to be a moron, or at least a moron in the eyes of social media or people with opinions, which, everyone's got one. Okay. Outside the box thinking gets you outside the box thinking, and good research gets you to the promised land. Because now 100K by the end of the year is complete consensus. And I got laughed at for talking about it in April. That and Doge becoming the official currency of Austin, Texas, that didn't quite come out. It's the official currency of the Department of Government Efficiency. Who knew? Okay. Bitcoin profit taking remains below historic peaks, according to on-chain data. Now, a public service announcement on profit taking. First of all, don't get off the train for the sake of getting off the train. That's the range mentality. Like if you have to pay some bills, or you just look at it and go, wow, okay, that's a lot of money, that would be a sign that you would take profits. But don't take profits just because you think it's up a lot. Now, second of all, as you've seen with the dip, right? What did you have? A dip for a day? DeFi dipped for 3 days? What'd you get? You would get 2-week dips before. Now you get, 3-day dips, 2-day dips. I bull posted yesterday into the dip. Cowboy hat stays on. It's because, first you get a 3-day dip, then you get a 1-day dip, then you get a 4-hour dip, then you get no dip. And that's when the whole FOMO thing goes insane, right? That's when you get a blow off top. That's when WIF and Doge and everything just go. Bitcoin's at 105. People are like out of their mind, adjusting their upside target to 125. And then you switch to ETH. Right? If not switching to ETH now, because ETH is getting wrecked versus Bitcoin today, people may not be noticing it. I'm noticing it, right? When do you get involved in Solana and ETH? When everybody is focused on Bitcoin and memes. Also, Bitcoin and memes are leveraged forms of the layer ones they travel on. Pepe leveraged ETH, BONK and WIF, leveraged Solana. I want to say MOG is leveraged ETH. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Okay. All of these coins, when they go like that, they're leading indicators of what's to follow. You got huge upside in just what I'm calling Web3. Crypto sees $1 billion flush as Bitcoin goes through all-time high roller coasters. Right. I mean, they're all piling in to, now they're piling, instead of the shorts getting blown out, and now they're piling in to certain derivatives to take advantage of it going through 100K. If you're wondering who's going to pay 100K, it's probably going to come from both the ETF and the institutional options market. Okay, no, we have, retail broadcasting company has now figured out that Doge is going up. Again, this brings in retail. I don't know if Doge, I got a chart on Doge is 72 cents. Maybe it's $1. It's going to get wild, right? Regardless of the number, like people may think it's going to $1 and it may stop at 75 cents. I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to get in front of Doge. Some of this other stuff I could take profits in, but Doge may be its own beast. Okay. BONK up 14%. All Solana meme coins smoking. Peanut hits $1 billion. Peanut turned out to be, the election coin. Who knew? I did. I was really into Peanut. Took profits too early. You can never get fired taking profits, and fortunes are made by buying low and selling too early. Okay, PayPal links with Layer 0 for transfers between ETH and Solana. Hey now, is that a cross-chain headline? I think that's a cross-chain headline. Cross-chain DeFi, Rune, all this stuff, STX, Bitcoin Layer 2s, not traded. No one's even looking at it until someone does, right? And then somebody goes, wait a minute. Retail just bought the high of the meme coins. Meanwhile, the actual fundamental technological multi-year uptrend barely even started yet. No one's paying attention to it. Nothing in the news about it. That is until Charles Hoskins, if I finally figured out how to pronounce it right, hits the Joe Rogan podcast. And then the orange man steps up to the microphone and says, we'll fill that in for the members. Ethereum outflow has boosted Sui's price. Yeah, okay. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's multi-chain. Everybody left ETH at the low. At the absolute consensus, Ethereum Incorporated, for the third time, has laid people off at the low. I've got the chart. Ethereum poised to benefit, says Consensus CEO. Joe, love you, man. What are you doing? Cleaning house at the low? Come on, man. Come on. You got to be kidding me, right? $725 billion Bernstein asset manager urges people to add Bitcoin and crypto exposure as soon as possible. We will keep it simple. Don't fight this. Like I said, folks, this Bitcoin ETF is a monster. It's an absolute monster. Whereas you would normally say you'll get a dip or you do this, people don't care over there. They just don't care, particularly since equities, frankly, stink. It's over in equities. You're going to have reduced government spending. The AI narrative has been traded. How does that stuff go up? It's not. Crypto did nothing while equities were up only. Next year, they take their medicine. Crypto goes up. And then, the dip in crypto is when you have a disturbance in equities, and you will have disturbances in equities. I'm seeing Metaplanet gains $28 million in Bitcoin. Like, everybody's going to have to do it, and everybody's going to have a crypto payment system on whatever social media network. They're all going to need to have a strategy. As a reminder, a big social media platform wanted to have its own crypto, and Congress went crazy. Okay? They're going to build, And they may do it around Bitcoin or any other coin. They could do it around Solana, Doge. PayPal is tapping into places for payment mechanisms. XRP is a fast form of money. QNT, which I have not looked at, is payment plumbing, possibly for Latin America. No one's talking about it. Want to know what happens? We talk about stuff that no one's talking about before everyone's talking about it, so we can get involved, because in order to be a genius, you have to first be a moron, which is saying basically my moron gig for today is don't buy the top in meme coins. Even if Doge goes to 72 cents, okay. You want to do some meme coin stuff? Fine. But if you had a bunch of capital, right, I'd be rotating out of meme coins and into like Web3, layer ones, cross-chain, anything you get your hands on that's down, even Cardano. Where do you see that chart? Okay, so Texas senator is voting for somebody to try to stop the Senate from organizing itself like the orange man's own party, organizing itself through special interests to try and stop the things he wants to do. Okay? Seriously. It's happening like underneath the surface of the U.S. Senate. This is one senator from Texas, ironically, the ringleader, of the guys trying to rearrange things to stop the new agenda is the other Texas senator. So whoever runs against him in the primary, yeah, I will be pressing the lever and proofreading my ballot to make sure I vote for anybody but him. Okay. Hopefully they let all this go through, because, they're trying to be very subtle and resist, and resistance is futile. It's futile. Okay, so the orange man has appointed Elon and Vivek, two super memeable guys, as a head of the Department of Government Efficiency, just in case you thought he was kidding about this. One thing I've been telling people, which again, now they're coming around to it, is none of these guys are kidding. This is not rhetoric. They're doing this, right? People tried to fade Elon Musk and Tesla in 2017. Everybody was shorted. It was the cool hedge fund trade. Tesla has no earnings. It's filled with debt. It's never going to meet up to his promise. Okay. Yeah. How'd that work out? Okay. Volt is here. You're welcome. Right. With the super chat. Listen, don't doubt what's happening here. Don't. Now that said, this is the Department of Government Efficiency meme coin, which, for the moment looks like it's going up only now at $500 million. Just keep in mind, once these things get to a certain market cap, they start getting pulled up by algorithms. That's my opinion. That's how these things get from 500 million to $1 billion. Now, this can go to $1 billion or not. Okay. It's a great trade. Eagle King found this really early. Meme coins are for having fun. Have fun with meme coins. Have fun with Doge. It's a party. I don't want you to not be involved in the party. I just don't want you paying $750 million for this coin when there could be opportunities elsewhere. So it's like party on, party smart, right? Cowboy hat, not lampshade. Okay, now a reminder about Elon and comparing him to Sir Isaac Newton. Once upon a time, Sir Isaac Newton decided he was going to get involved in the government and fix England's currency. Okay, his aggressive actions against counterfeiting, combined with strong leadership, helped restore the public's confidence in the nation's currency. This played a role in stabilizing England's economy. Exports grew, and England later became the world's richest country. We all stand to benefit when our great minds are focused on advancing national interests. Now, you have everybody who's been criticizing Uncle Sugar for a while. Like, you got RFK on food. Dave Asprey's coming in on food. You got Elon and Vivek on government spending. You got to get, this is happening. It's happening. These guys are going to do what they said they were going to do because they have suffered greatly. They have suffered greatly. And even if you don't believe that, straightening out the government, the spending part of it, right? Bringing capital back to the private sector, as I discussed in the member video, in such a way, and then using Bitcoin and Web3 as a way to, you know, have like our stamp on the future, which these guys care about. It's also having a wealth effect and goosing, okay, people's P&L. People's P&L. So just for a laugh, please don't do this. But, you know, they're now launching this on Solana, 65 million market cap for Department of Government Efficiency. Obviously, we're in mania mode. Enjoy it. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Okay, 100K Bitcoin. 9 analysts share their end-of-year BTC price predictions. Yeah, I mean, everybody is a genius. Everybody is got, oh, it's 90. Oh, it's 100. Oh, okay, dude. Okay, right? One guy says 58K. All right. Nothing like trying to be out of consensus. Whatever, guys. You know what? Don't call it a comeback. We have been here for years. Our Patreon members, our Lux Algo subscribers, link below, our YouTube members. I mean, I mean, folks, the Coinbase portfolio. Like, you want to know when we got into Coinbase? Like 2 months ago, a month ago, says a month ago. DeFi was a month ago. We launched this. Some of these videos, like, I don't know, early, mid-September, October, meme season. You know what I'm saying? And I got another one in here that basically was telling people to buy Doge, Pepe. There it is right here. Can meme coins spark alt season? A month ago. So come visit us, for goodness sake. Come visit us. All right. Now let's see if we can welcome who's here. I think we got a lot of people in this chat today. A lot of people in this chat. Peanut on Sol, 1 billion market cap. All right. Chosen One wants to look at OLAS. JC, Bob Marsh, welcome. 00 Volt with the super chat. Crypto Keter is here. Welcome. Please smash the likes for the sheriff. Yes, the like button and does help. And members, just feel free to just go off with the emojis. Farmer Sam Forrest says, hit the like button. Super Matt is here. All right, let's do a quick live TA on OLAS. By the way, that $4 membership gets you kind of a priority on comments, right? We're always looking at your comments after the stream. Patreon has a chat like Telegram where people can talk to me directly. You know, that's $15. That's a pretty good deal. You know, I know if you're outside the US, you know, I try to keep it reasonable. OLAS. All right. So when we go through Doge, right? Or yeah, no, it's not Doge. It's one of the big, it's BONK. You know, you have a head and shoulders bottom. Let's go to like a 2-day chart, maybe. You know, you've got a head and shoulders bottom with an upward sloping neckline. Now, one thing I've said about these patterns, a head and shoulders pattern is like a cup and handle and other things. It's 3 attempts to take a market down. When it doesn't work, the market explodes. Now, normally this neckline here, this white line is downward sloping. When it's upward sloping and you break out and don't come back below it, you turn around and go massively higher. The upside target on this, you know, is $3.13. And if you think about how this thing went down, equilibrium is at $4.50 on a 2-day chart. This is a 2-day chart. Okay. So, like I said, you know, what's happened here? Nothing. Nothing. It's about Bitcoin and memes. It's been about Bitcoin and memes. They're selling Web3. It's unbelievable. It's like they're coming right to you. Bitcoin up 4%, everything else down. They're literally bringing it right to you. They're bringing it right to you. It's like a gift. Like people get here and be like, "Oh my God, I missed it." Yeah, maybe you missed a little bit of Bitcoin and maybe you missed the memes, but there's way more to crypto than that. So if you just got here, you got time to go out and get a cowboy hat. You know, not a lot of time, but you know, you want to get you know, so we have a super chat request for Volt. Okay, so this is $23 million market cap. I always tell people, you know, do your own research on low cap coins. Okay, this does have a DeFi angle, which is interesting, right? You got a nice pop. DeFi, like all things DeFi, is probably coming back and is going to retest like a prior high. So DeFi is definitely in corrective mode. Real world assets, cross-chain DeFi. You know, again, looking at the small caps, Volt was in one of our reports. You know, we got people in, you know, early. You know, don't be afraid to take profit. I'm not saying that coin, but in general, don't be afraid to take some profits in DeFi and roll it, say, into real world assets for like a long-term hodl. Because when real world assets take off, that's when this market is going to go so parabolic, it's going to blow your mind, right? The coin picks for that will be in the member areas in our member podcasts. So please come visit us. Okay, so rarely do I get myself involved in this cheesy I told you so stuff, but I did go on an interview with CoinDesk, tell them Bitcoin was going to 100K, right, by early next year. And, you know, that was in April. And then we had, you know, everybody over here telling us that altcoins were going to zero. Like in 2018, that was the night before the election. This thing discouraged me to such a degree, and I realized it was the absolute bottom. The absolute bottom. When I read this, I went and sat on a park bench, and I swear to God, after 8 months of this range trade, I'm like, you know, oh my God, what happens if we don't know who won the election for like 5 weeks? What are we going to do? What's going to happen to crypto? And then it was a complete blowout the other way. And I knew that. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, the orange man comes out with a DeFi project. You should have known. He told you. He literally told you. And everyone laughed, said, that project's garbage. Then DeFi went up, you know, 200%. Bitcoin surges to new record over 93K. BlackRock's iShare Bitcoin ETF, was the fourth most traded product across all ETFs in the $14-15 trillion equity market, with 1.2 billion in volume in the first hour of the session. In other words, people who are buying the ETF don't care about on-chain data. They just don't care. They just want the ETF. The higher it goes, the more they're going to want it. The same thing goes for the crypto equities. There's a huge report in Patreon about crypto equities. I'm not sharing the screen. Okay. That's good. Not good. Okay. All right. So BlackRock volume, more volume. Okay. Now contrarian indicators of all time. Consensus laid people off in December, according to Perplexity AI. They laid people off in January of last year, and they did it in October of this year, with ETH sitting on its Lux Algo equilibrium zone on its monthly chart, doing absolutely nothing. And if you look at this chart, have you missed anything in Ethereum? You haven't missed anything. Nothing has happened here. This is just basically sending ETH back to where it was, I don't know, before the crash in August. What's happened here? Nothing. What have you missed? Nothing. What, you think I'd be wearing a cowboy hat at the top? Well, you know, that has happened to me. I have done that, but come on, people. We're not missing anything here. It's like, get involved. Watch the show. Subscribe to the channel, right? We got 2 channels. I don't have Unhinged Crypto up. I mean, we got Patreon, we got memberships. Listen, get some research, right? Research led all these groups to get in on all this stuff before the entire planet downloaded the Coinbase app. Bitcoin dominance. Okay, some unbelievable stuff going here. So if you're new, Bitcoin dominance is the percentage of market cap taken up by Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin right now is roughly 61% of the total market. Everybody saw this thing go down and figured it was time for altcoins, and big boy just kept going. Bitcoin dominance, I don't know, maybe it can go to 62. I don't know what it can do, but what I do know is when they get done with this like short-term blow-off phase, which could be 105. I mean, that target felt crazy yesterday. Now it feels like it's too low, right? So when they get done with the wild action, everything else is going to catch up. This has happened in the history of crypto, right? Bitcoin goes, and then when Bitcoin goes into a range, everything else catches up. ETH, Solana, Cardano, XRP, the main candidates, all boring boomer cryptos. But boomer memes like Doge now have what? $60 billion market cap? You know, like Doge was low beta, low volatility, straight up. You got a lot of gratification. You didn't really have to take any heat. Cardano. Okay, we got to start charting this now. It's not funny anymore. Lux Algo comes in twice at the bottom. A lot of choppiness down here, but once it broke out of this downward sloping range, it was gone. It got the support. You had 2 days to buy Cardano. 2 days. This is why it's like, watch the show, get in the memory, blah, 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 blah. Watch the show, right? XRP. How many times have people watching this show heard about this head and shoulders bottom, this complex head and shoulders bottom in XRP? And I always tell everybody, get involved as close to the neckline as possible, because once the horse gets out of the barn, it's harder, right? This is most likely going to go to 86 cents. You know, and the dummy that runs this project, you know, voted and endorsed the wrong person. But, you know, if somebody comes in the banking system and says, we want to start using XRP, folks, this is fast money. I've said this all along, right? Why is everyone after Bitcoin? Because it's money. It's not the only form of money. It isn't, right? You go to the airport, you go to the exchange counter, right? You're going to take a trip. You know, how many countries are to exchange dollars for? You know, you give them your dollars, and how many choices have you got? You know, 2 dozen. Bitcoin is not going to be the only form of money in the system. And people are going to see XRP at 72 cents and go, oh, wow, 72 cents? That's great. I can get, you know, I can get 100 of them. I mean, that's what happened to Cardano in 2021. My brother did it. He's like, oh my God, look at this Cardano thing at 70 cents. I'm like, bro, the market cap is more. I don't care. 70 cents, I got to have it. It's a super smart guy, by the way. Right? But once the FOMO starts and people, the optics of these things, they matter. So yes, I understand memes, they go up a lot. But what happens if the rest of the market starts trading like memes? And if you just got here, you know, these are things for you to think about. Solana, somebody asking me, like, where can this thing go? Well, the first thing you want to know is Solana hasn't done anything except trade in this really square range. It's like buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. The momentum system not having any fun with Solana necessarily. 255 and then 331. Again, Solana has a phone coming out in March. It's not just memes. It's not. Right? Solana is going to, people are going to build on it. They're going to have payment systems, probably going to have real world assets on it at some point. Don't fade the Web3 narrative. Okay, memes. So you have a head and shoulders bottom in WIF. Note all the selling that occurred before the election. Everyone gives up. Boom. Okay, $4.50, you know, $5 WIF. On Twitter, it's very possible, right? It's like a blow off top in the making. Now, I'm not going to pretend to pick a top of a blow off top, but retail is piling in massively. Massively. BONK. Okay, so just as a point of information, here is your head and shoulders bottom with your upward sloping neckline. Okay. Now, probably would draw this shoulder more over here, but still, right? You have an upward sloping neckline, and when you break the upward sloping neckline, it goes straight up. But I'm the only person on the planet who can draw this formation? No. Okay. So it goes to the premium zone. It goes up 40%. You know, goes back to its high. Everything in this market is going back. This is just the June high, excuse me. So, you know, this could get insane. This could just get totally wild, right? Totally. Right. Not saying it can't get wild, not saying you can't play, not saying you shouldn't play. But what I am saying is, you know, when they get done with this money is going to want to rotate into Web3. Pepe, same thing, man. Head and shoulders bottom, you know, normal neckline, boom. This is actually beyond its target, right? At the Lux Algo premium zone. Pepe blows through its high in June. ETH should follow, right? These things are leveraged forms of the coins, the networks that they trade on. Now, Doge, I don't know, man. It's got Elon bull posting it all day long. Doge merch, he says, is going to be hot. I mean, I can draw 72 cents on a monthly premium zone. 50 cents is a Lux Algo take profit level. You just don't know. You know, if I had a FOMO into anything, it might be this. But, you know, then again, these things can spike up dramatically and then come back down. I don't want retail like FOMOing into this stuff, thinking it's going up forever, not looking at market caps, not thinking clearly, right? Because the government spending cuts that they're talking about, you know, that creates pain. I say, oh, this is a return to the 80s, and it is. But the 80s got off to a somewhat painful beginning. You know, they had to raise rates to 20% back then to get the economy to settle down before Reaganomics actually took over. So again, party on, but don't miss the other stuff. Don't miss the stuff that's going to go up for 2 years or more. Okay, this is the Bitcoin ETF. So this is insane, right? You have a huge amount of volume in a very confined space. That's wind it up, boom, right? And we're still in the boom phase, right? Like retail doesn't know that Bitcoin is at 100K. They don't care, right? Because they got all these guys on the tape going, well, it's going to 500. It's going to 13 million. Oh, retail doesn't know if it's going to 13 million now or next year or whatever. They're just going to be like, oh, okay, let's just FOMO into this. It's NVIDIA. It's just another thing that's gapping and going. I mean, they're so used to that. They love to buy high and sell higher. It can probably go to 54 or 58. You could probably have a huge wick up in this stuff. Because people are waving their hands in the air like they just don't care. You know, people are going to allocate money to this, and then they're going to allocate money to ETH. And then I haven't even had time to bring up all the different grayscale products. Like I know there's an AI one. You know, I know there's a privacy one that has Zcash in it. Who's talking about those products? How long do you think it's going to take for Grayscale to start advertising on television, all the different products that they have? And retail's just going to be like, oh my God, on CNBC. How long do you think it's going to be before Kramer has to start talking about the Bitcoin ETF? These guys are going to get, it's like they're literally getting forced into a narrative. So the longer they fight it, that's what Bernstein said, right? Don't fight it. People are fighting it. They're shorting it. They're ignoring it. Oh, it's not going to work. And crypto people, everyone's ignoring something, right? Stock people are ignoring Bitcoin. Bitcoin and meme people are ignoring Web3. Everyone's ignoring something, and every big mistake starts with denial. Again, this market consolidated for 8 months. This rally, you know, could top out at 105, or there could be a sector rotation, but you don't consolidate for 8 months and do the rally in 8 days. There's going to be more later, right? There's going to be more. Trading guys were waiting for a dip on this thing. You may not get a dip in Bitcoin until after it gets to 105. Okay, total 2. So this is total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. And what exactly have you missed? on a monthly chart. Nothing. This thing is still in this awful range. Nothing has happened. I mean, when ETH takes off, this is what you can get. This is 2020. You can get this, and this is a small ramp in ETH, just in case you're not sure and you don't believe it. Right? I mean, and it may not be just ETH. It could be ETH. It could be Cardano. It could be Solana. It could be all of them. Right? I mean, if you have ETH, Cardano, Doge, XRP, and Solana, you know, if they all double, that's right. I just said that. If all those coins double and go up 100%, where is this market cap metric going to be? Everyone's like, oh, total crypto market cap is at 3 trillion. What happens if Bitcoin is worth 3 trillion and so are all the rest of altcoins, including ETH? I mean, Apple's worth 3 trillion. What does Apple do? They make phones. Warren Buffett sold all the stock. What does that tell you? You have a $3 trillion tree stump. So why is everybody telling me all this is too expensive when nothing has happened yet? Nothing. Total crypto market cap without Bitcoin and Ethereum, or just altcoins in general, nothing has happened. Memes are leading. You know, this could easily go to 1 trillion. Like Solana and the whole altcoin complex is not worth 1 trillion. You know, even if the memes keep going, that's fine. I'm okay with that, as long as I don't miss the Web3 trade. But total altcoin market cap, again, you know, like AI has been a little bit difficult. Cross-chain is going to be epic. The SUI ecosystem, like this includes SUI. Like what happens if SUI goes top 5? What happens if SUI does what Solana did last year? Toby had this call, right? She's like, yeah, SUI is going to do exactly what Solana did last year. No one's even talking about that right now. So, I mean, again, these charts should influence how you're thinking. ETH monthly, the premium zone's at 5K. If ETH takes out 3,300, you're going to wake up. It's just going to go right to 5K. Bitcoin prints 105. ETH's going to just go and take everything else with it. Cardano, the Lux Algo high conviction buy signal was in February. It just started to go up. The BitBoy high was $3. You don't think they could turn around and do this with this guy on Joe Rogan? I mean, this is freaky. I mean, this took 1, 2, 3. This thing had 2 God candle months, right? This is what we got right now. So this is BitBoy, and this could be the Orange Man or Rogan. I mean, you know, BitBoy was huge. This Cardano move was huge. And I will tell you something about what BitBoy said when he interviews the guy from Cardano. You know, BitBoy said, this was very profound, that everything that guy says, he means it. He believes it. He believes in his project. Whatever he says, he means. This is why BitBoy was like, oh yeah, I'm going with this. Right? And it was a great trade for him and his people. I don't understand why everybody is not jumping on this right now. You had 1 day to buy this stuff. You know, can you imagine if, you know, Cardano didn't want to do just like ETH stuff like DeFi and memes, and, you know, they wanted to do things like healthcare records and stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine? You imagine Cardano with the seat at the table with the Orange Man? Do you think that's priced in here? Oh, I think not. I think not. Okay, believe it or not, gold is actually going lower. So higher economic growth, or higher inflation rather, possibly lower economic growth, bond market not doing well, dollar going up. There's a lot of macro stuff out there. You know, people are worried about this. Just because you may like who's in power doesn't mean government always does the right thing when it comes to the economy. A lot of uncertainty, shaking stuff up. Now, of course, this was BS, the fact that gold went up only and Bitcoin didn't move for 8 months. So there's a natural rotation going on. Okay. But just, you know, just understand that you want to know the fundamentals of what you're doing in crypto, because legacy has already got like warning, warning, warning going on a little bit. So party on. It's cowboy hat, not lampshade. Not lampshade and champagne, and that's the market update. Okay. Elon just launched the Doge Twitter account. Yeah, like the dude is not playing around. The dude is not playing around. He didn't put $120 million in to sit around and hope it gets done by somebody else later. That's just a fact of the matter, right? Okay, so I know we got member requests here of epic proportions. I will run through it. Okay, and I will share the screen. I know that is a huge shocker. Okay, now let's do live TA. Okay, curve. Okay, we talked about this, right? We talked about this. These DeFi plays. I'm pretty sure this was in the member DeFi portfolio or stuff that we just recently added. You know, it goes up. All this stuff, Curve, Lido, liquid staking. Goes up. Luxalgo just puts a support floor underneath it. The rest is history. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fade this stuff. The graph. Completely underappreciated. Kind of a very strange head and shoulders top bottom formation. Okay, maybe it's this. Sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? It's perfect. You break out, you retest the neckline. Luxalgo puts support underneath. Coin is currently trading at 18 cents, upside target 27 cents. And as I've noted on the stream, that's how much upside you have in Web3. It's incredible. Like, some of this stuff has not even gone up yet. Okay, AERO and DEGEN. Okay, so AERO is having a little trouble getting going. I'm wondering if there's got to be consolidation in DeFi. Just saying. I think long term this is fine. $1.64 or $1.91. This upward sloping trend line is kind of your target, right? I just, you know, I don't doubt anything on Coinbase. I would prefer to buy stuff that is based on, or it trades on base after ETH goes to 4,500, right? Remember, ETH is the native token of base. So as ETH rises, things on base could fall. When ETH goes to 4,500 or 6,000 and you got incredible purchasing power, that's probably when AERO takes off. Now, DEGEN is probably a different beast, right? You know, people on Coinbase, like, you know, DEGEN is down today because Coinbase is trying to list all the memes. You know, it's kind of stupid that they waited until now, right? You know, I still think the Orange Man's meme, I don't know where that is right now, but you know, if that ever got centralized exchange liquidity after everybody gave up, oh my. So this is DEGEN, and DEGEN is doing exactly what you would expect it to do after this kind of formation. It may have reached the target short term, but, you know, money never really got going in this, and people are going to get to this on Coinbase, and they're going to be like, you know, they may not have Luxalgo, but it's 61% and to the equilibrium zone and 88% to its recent high. And how long do you think it's going to be before normies start doing TA? And they start, like, a normie would look at this if it was a stock and go, oh my God, we have to buy it. It's breaking out. Buy breakouts. So you may get dips in DEGEN. I mean, DEGEN moves in 40 to 50% increments. You know, so if you get these altcoins that are down 10%, because Bitcoin is like sucking all the capital up. Terrific, right? I mean, I know it stinks for your P&L because, you know, everybody who sees everything going up except their coin and their coin's down, they start getting upset, which is why you watch the show, you join the member zone, you join Patreon. Patreon has a podcast called 6th Street Crypto, right? On a regular basis, I'm doing a newsletter and charts from Patreon where, you know, you kind of get some coaching and counseling, right? About, you know, the types of things that you can do, right? It's the middle tier offering. We keep it on a separate server for diversification reasons, but like 105K next week, you know, Patreon had that early, right? And then, you know, that's the 6th Street Crypto podcast where I say everything I can't say on this platform. And then here's the chart work, and, you know, T-Bone and all the guys love it. So, you know, feel free to come check us out if the YouTube membership is not, if you're overseas or, you know, et cetera, come check it out, man. We got this stuff. Guys are charging a lot of money for research. We are on point. Okay. Check this out. $77,000 followers on the Department of Government Efficiency in like 4 hours. You know, I live in Austin. You know, if I ever bump into Elon, I just grab my phone and make a video, and, you know, I'd be huge. But they're not playing around. They're not. And they're not going to be playing around about Bitcoin either when it comes time to it. They're not. Okay, what else we got here? We got people using the Incredible Hulk emoji. Love it. Get going on those emojis, people. Rocket. Rocket, rocket, rocket. Okay. 110K. Okay. What price will Bitcoin be at in November? So 120, 105, 32%. Really? That's so. Gee, maybe I should go play in this, huh? Yeah. You know, 105, 30, up 33%. We have a buyer in the house. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. I think that clears out the members. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. C-Law's banging away, showing off those emojis. By the way, if you have the $4 membership, you know, you get this kind of like priority on comments, and, you know, you get the, you get use of these cool emojis, right? There's nothing like a good emoji to brighten up your day. There's even an emoji. There's even an emoji about me. And, you know, if you ever wanted to see any part of our track record, you know, or, I mean, we're coming soon because Toby's kind of under the weather at the moment, but there is the Unhinged Crypto YouTube channel. All right. I can't quite get there, but we'll talk about that on another day. All right. Not to slow down our momentum here. Listen, member section. Okay. We missed Fetch. Yeah, these AI coins, boy, pal, that hurt. I can acknowledge a loser. You know, that really hurt. These AI coins joining the AI super token. You know, one guy told me that all these coins are AI meme coins and that you should do GOAT. And you know what? In the short term, he was right. But the AI super token Fetch does have this head and shoulders bottom with the upward sloping neckline, right? The upward sloping neckline. So in the event that thing ever turns around, you know, wowza. Okay. Web3, made in America, like a Ford F-150 pickup truck. Don't fade it. Bitcoin, blow off top. Become a member. Find out what to do next. Patreon, 6th Street Crypto. Come join us. The most important thing is don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by greed. Don't get distracted by what anybody else is doing. The only thing that matters is what you're doing, and I'm here to help. That's it for today. We will see you probably Friday.